That's it. Okay, great. If you can hear me fine, let me know. Just say something in the chat box that you can hear me. And let me know how excited you are to be here. We are officially going to be graduating, and let me know how excited you are, because I am. Super stoked. Yes, absolutely. So, welcome everyone. This is officially the I4G, the next African PM graduation event, class of 2022. We have amazing guests for you here, and I can see them already. Hi, oh my God. Yes, I'm excited. And yes, just yesterday, we also graduated our 1000 Women in Design class of 2022 as well. So it's been graduation upon graduation, you know, it's been one hell of a ride. We started with thousands of applications, and then we had to, you know, shortlist, and we had to onboard every single one of you, you know, into the platform. And then the Telegram group, I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of stories, you know. But yeah, I'm really, really excited to be here, and I'm sure that you are too. So without further ado, yeah, let me start with, my name is Hanifa, and I'm currently the Programs and Community Manager at Ingressive for Good. And together with our partners, Tambourine and Entry Level, we started the next African PM 2022 graduation. The next African PM scholarship. And we were able to provide almost 5,000 scholarships to African youths who were able to go through the entry-level course. Who were able to go through the entry-level course, and in less than 8 weeks, we were able to complete, and now we're here. Today we are here to graduate over 1,000 people that completed the course. We have, you know, so many amazing things for you. We got the email, follow those steps. You're going to, you know, fill in the survey. You're also going to get the opportunity to join the alumni. So we'll talk about all this. Also at the agenda today, we have two amazing personalities in the product management industry in Africa. And we're going to be talking about, you know, it's going to be a panel session where they'll be telling us about their story, and we'll be asking them questions on what the next steps are after taking a course just like this. So if you're excited to be here, let me see it, let me hear it. If your friends aren't here, go and drag them. This is the official graduation. If you're not here, you're wrong. All right, so let's see yeah. So let me see if our guests can hear me. Hi, Theodora. Thank you so much for making it down here. And Inamdi. Hello, let me know if you can hear me fine.
I can hear you, and thank you for inviting me. Good evening.
Yay, yes, we can see you as well. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, Theodora, can you hear me as well?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome, let's get it rolling. Yeah, so again, we're going to, you know, just basically start with very simple questions. What we're doing today is to graduate we call them the next African PM class of 2022, and basically we are going to be talking about, now that you've learned your course, what are the next steps. So yes, this is 4:05, and we're going to be talking about this for the next 45 minutes. All right, so I'm going to be starting with Theodora and then Nnamdi. So, hi, Theodora. Kindly tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey into product management.
Sure. First off, let me confirm. Can everybody hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. If you can hear Theodora, please let her know in the comments, in the chat box.
Can you guys hear me? Awesome. All right, Sean can hear me. Hi. So let me see. Let me introduce myself. I am, at this point, I don't even know how to introduce myself because the way I used to introduce it no longer works. I used to start it saying I'm an accidental product manager, but the accident has dragged on for far too long, and now it just has to be something really intentional because I'm still in it. My name is Theodora. Some random facts about me before I get into a professional introduction about myself. Random facts about me. I love to travel. If you ever want to give me a bribe, I'm not a typical Nigerian person. I won't take money. I mean, money's nice, but yeah, book me a ticket somewhere. That's my love language. I am addicted to coffee, like proper coffee, not Nescafe. I have 3 coffee makers in my bedroom. I have 3 coffee makers in my bedroom alone. I am a ridiculously introverted introvert. However, half the people, or even 65% of the people who know me, will tell you that I am, if not an extrovert, then an ambivert, but that's not true. I had to learn how to be extroverted, talk to people, be social, but I always have to have closed out times every day where I try to recharge because I get really physically drained. Now, professionally, I I started my product journey back in 2014. At the beginning, I said it was accidental because it really was. I had no clue what product management was, but working out was about to start a team. Of course, there was travel involved, and I signed up just because of the travel. But I never looked back. It's as I go in, I realize it's something I really, really was created to do. I love it. I do it. I'd love to do it even if I don't get paid for it. And right now, I work with a fintech startup called Salad Africa. Before Salad Africa, I was with Patricia Universe. And before Patricia, I was working out. So that's for my product journey. All the others are just general product related, but the skill sets I got contributed to me being who I am today. So I think that's me in a nutshell. Any further work? Is there anything specific you want to know? Nifa, are you there?
Yes, I think I got lost a couple of minutes. Can you hear me now? I think I'm back now. All
Yes,
right,
I'm back.
awesome. Thank you so much for that introduction. So I'm going to move on to Namdi now. Hi, Namdi.
Hello, sorry, bit of delay on muting myself. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Do you mind repeating the question?
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey into product management.
My journey into product management. Okay, my name is Azodo. I'm here by myself, and everything I say here is, does not represent anybody that I'm connected with. So, I currently work as a senior product manager with Fairmoney. Before then, I was head of product at a lot, and did a bunch of stuff with other places like Union Bank and a couple of other places that I have done 1 or 2. But my product management journey started off rather not too straightforward. I just did a bit of reading on my own online here and there, read a few books and watched a couple of videos. But yeah, can be considered product management training, but not in your formal structured way. And when I felt I had a bit of good grasp of that, I went to do what I believe was the right thing, which was to try to transition internally by asking my manager that, yeah, I can see, I know this about product management, I have this understanding, blah, 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 and I have done this. So I would like to work together with some other product managers and, contribute in that way. To my surprise, he agreed, and that's how it started. And, I went back to doing all the backfilling by, doing what you call it, trainings, trying to formalize it. But it started by me making the push to transition internally by actually going out to say, I wanted to be a product manager in this company. I want to work with some people and study them. And I have done this, and I think I can do this and that. So, and to my surprise, he accepted, and here we are. I like coffee, like Theodore said, but I don't think it's a requirement to be a good product manager. And I'm an espresso addict. If you have a way for me to stop, please let me know.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much. So I think the deciding factor for today is going to be coffee. So if you like coffee, let's know. If you don't like coffee, let's battle it out. It's out there. And if you're not a coffee drinker, I mean, I have no words. All right. So again, the next question I'm going to be going round again, round the table. So how did you get your first/current, not necessarily current, but how did you get your first role as a product manager? So Theodora and then Azodo.
So how did I get my first job? I was contacted by Wutena. They were about to start a product department, and apparently I fit their profile, and that was it. What sold it for me was the promise of travel. So when they get to the part where they say after the interview, do you have any questions for us? My one and only question was, is travel included in the role? And they said yes. I said okay. I've been waiting for the offer letter. So that was it. That was how I got my first leg in, and it was a little bit tough because it wasn't what it is today, but we did it. I'm here.
Yay. Yeah. All right, Azodo.
Yeah, like I mentioned during my intro, I got my first product management job after I have read a few things, and then I went ahead to ask, I want to be made a product manager. I believe that it's easier to transition internally first, to attempt to transition internally first. And once you are not able to do it, well, it's the easiest place, in my opinion, to start looking for. So I did a bit of studying and then went ahead to ask for the role. Surprisingly, I got it, and I was hoping to understudy some practicing product manager, but apparently it was something else. I had to take on the full responsibility for some aspect of the product. So the journey has been what started by me asking. Asking internally. That's how it started for me.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. So I think I'm going to continue with you, Azodo. Like, so what's your favorite part of being a product manager? So we're asking this because what should our next African PM look forward to in this space?
My favorite part of being a product manager, I enjoy chaos, right? Not in a bad way, like I want to work in a system, but I enjoy that's trying to figure it out from in the midst of ambiguity. So some of the best memories I have as a product manager was during the early days when, like I mentioned, I used to work as a product manager in a lot. I was among the 12 pioneer members of the team. So the very early stage when it was just an idea, we didn't know the name, we didn't know what we wanted to build. Essentially, it was just a charge, go out and let's build Nigeria's first digital bank. And then that's very early stage of having to interact with users across different parts, figuring out things that you never knew were very important to the users. So I think I like that uncertainty period of, I'm not exactly sure what we are building or how we should build it. I enjoy, talking to the users and then seeing them use the product. I remember and this is very important for a product manager to always ask the user. When you're in doubt, you ask the user. When we started out to build a lot, the initial thoughts we had was, people would want higher interest, higher interest on savings, lower interest on loans, and all of these and all of that. Those things were important to the users, but to our surprise, what the user, because we're asking users essentially one question: what are the things you hate about your current bank? To our surprise, what ranked really very high was, I hate to fill forms. Banks moved from account opening form to account opening booklet, and multiple times you sign and fill here and record. Most users we spoke to hated that, but it was something we never had really considered. So that's figuring out something from it in the midst of ambiguity is one of the best things I enjoy as a product manager. So I'll just stop for now. Thank you.
Wow, that's really cool. You love chaos. All right, I'd love to hear from Theodora as well. What was the favorite part of being a product manager, and what should our graduates look forward to in the space?
So I don't want it to seem like both of us are being parrots of each other, but he was actually very spot on. Chaos. We thrive on chaos, right? Being able to make sense out of what doesn't make sense. And for me, I think it's being able to identify the real problem, the right problem, and solving it. I have always been a problem solver. I love to see people happy. That's literally from when I was a kid. I've always wanted to go above and beyond just to solve problems for people and see a smile on their faces. And as a product manager, it's even easier to do that because you're building a product, and it's not just from the whole, I want to make money out of it. Money is important, yes, but it's also solving a real need for users. And in all the organizations I've worked in as a product person, it's been the same all along the way. With Workanao, it was trying to change the travel narrative for Nigerians and Africans as a whole, because before Workanao entered the scene, Workanao literally paved path for all the travel stats and travel betters that we have today. Travel was a thing that only a select few did, the elite. And working with Workanao was trying to basically break that, what would I call it? It's not a bias, but basically break that box and let people know that even if you earn 100K a month, you can travel, right? And show you how to do it, basically solve those needs for people. And then I moved on to Patricia. So I'd like to quickly explain, because a lot of people, when they hear Patricia, they just think cryptocurrency, but Patricia Universe is the parent company. It's kind of like saying Meta, and under Meta you have Facebook, Instagram, Oculus, WhatsApp, etc., right? So under the Patricia Universe, we had several companies, and I led the product team for both of the sub companies, Double H and Room 19. And Double H, funny enough, I'm actually in one of the apartments right now. We're having a team bonding with my salad people. Double H was trying to solve the post-lockdown or even during the lockdown. A lot of people realized that if everything comes to a halt, you need to find something right in your backyard that gives you that experience that you seek outside. And that's what I try to solve with Double H, and then we're with my team. And now with Salad, it's like a totally different ballgame. It's fintech, and we're focused solely on employee financial wellness in the different forms. So the first product we just put in the market is still in the public beta phase, but we're offering end wage access to employees. So you do not have to wait till the end of the month to get paid. You don't have to go collect that high interest rates, because at any point in the month, we offer you up to 50% of what you've already earned. I'll paint a scenario for you. You earn 300,000 naira net monthly as your salary, and you've worked for 2 weeks of the month, maybe you've earned 150,000 naira. We're giving you access to 75,000 naira that you can withdraw at any time. No interest, it's just the transaction fee that you pay. That's really minimum, like 250 naira. So the bottom line for me is being able to solve real user needs. And my joy, you know how people say teachers rewards in heaven, somehow I feel like product people are rewards in heaven as well, because when you do your job, the people who actually get glory are customer success, marketing, and engineering, and product just moves on to the next thing. But what gives you joy is when you see real users using your products, then you get your satisfaction. So yes, I'm totally aligned with that. Finding chaos and making sense out of that chaos to solve the problem. That's my favorite part.
Okay, chaos it is. No wonder the coffee. Okay. All right, thank you so much, Azodo and Theodore, for sharing that. I think a lot of us. I also did the product management course as well, so a lot of us would start to understand, from what you've been, sharing, the essence of the role and why chaos, could be important in the better sense of it. So I guess on the other side as well, if chaos is the favorite part, what is the challenging part, or what are the challenging aspects of being a product manager? I'll start with Azodo and then Theodora.
Challenging part. Okay. I'm trying to think. Everything in product management is challenging, and it's like Theodora said.
Yeah, sorry. Also to add, so it's like a two question in one. What can they do to prepare them for those challenging aspects?
So for me, I think product management is generally challenging. Like Theodore said, it's a thankless job, right? If the interface is fine, somebody goes like, whoa, the designers did a good job. If it's working as expected, oh, the developers are awesome. And then if it's not working, you just hear, who is the product manager? So every aspect of it is challenging. But I think some of the things that I have heard people say repeatedly about being a product manager, and I think is an occupational hazard of being a product manager, is having to deal with imposter syndrome. This moment you think you are awesome, and next moment you think like you are worse than useless. It's quite challenging. You just don't sometimes, because if you are a developer, you run your code and it's working, you're awesome. If you are a designer, people look at the interface and say, this is beautiful. It's easier to get feedback on what you're doing. But if you're a product manager, you're talking to customers, you are interfacing with your engineering team, and then working with the marketing to you are all over everywhere, and then sometimes it's very difficult to quantify what you're doing, and you are leading people not by authority but by influence. You can't beat them, and then some of them are dragging their feet, and just kind of very difficult. You're not sure if you're doing it right. So I think the biggest challenge that have faced in my career and still face even after nearly 10 years of doing product management and officially, and I still face it, is imposter syndrome. Having to believe that you are doing it right, having to believe that you're good enough, having to understand that nobody has it all figured out. You are doing as much as you should do. So how do I deal with imposter syndrome? I remind myself of the times when I've done well. So it's a way to cope. I also do self-talk and I remind myself that I'm amazing. Just may not be this moment, but I am amazing, when you zoom out. But very importantly, I have someone I bounce off things, non-judgmental way. I had a very rough day. I don't think I'm doing this right. The person is not expected to respond or to offer advice, just listen. And then also I go for a long distance, runs. I do marathon, those kind of things, and trying to break your limits, stretch yourself in whatever sports that you consider fun. Some of the ways that I cope with imposter syndrome. So I think the biggest challenge I have faced as a product manager is imposter syndrome. And yeah.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing that. That was raw. So hi Theodora, what do you have to share as well?
Hi, Hanifa. So say, what has been the biggest challenge? Challenges are related to who's experiencing it and your skill sets and capabilities. I know some product managers that struggle with documentation. I love documentation and processes. I know some product managers who would rather just, no, I can't figure it out. Design, what are you asking me to do? I can't tell the difference. Just launch, give me whatever. So I think the most challenging is relative, right? So who it is. For me, I'd say the greatest challenge is data. In Nigeria, we're still trying to figure out how to get data, the right kind of data. Most times when you go online to check for something, if you're doing a research, Statista, Deloitte, or any of them, you're finding something that's maybe a year old, even older. And you can't make some decisions based on just that. So it's more of a struggle than it has been whenever I've been outside of Nigeria itself. It's getting information, insights, the right kind of data to guide my product decisions. That's what I say is the most difficult for me. But just like, as I said, I'm going to say that find something to anchor yourself through it all, right? For the data parts, I know that, okay, I might not be able to get the full data that I need, but at the same time, I am quite active in the product community. So I can reach out to a few people to say, hey, do you know anyone at this place or that place? I'm trying to get information or collate data on something. And they're able to help me do the connection. So it's always always great that you find some way to anchor yourself. Be very intentional about building your network of people who will come in handy. And remember, you're not building a network just for you to collect from them. Every relationship has to be give and take. If not, it just becomes parasitic. And you do not want to be that parasite. So make sure that you have something to give as well. And connect with people who have something to give you as well. And that will help you surmount any challenges.
Thank you so much, Theodora. So if you have any questions, I can see one hand raised. Kindly send them to the chat box right now. We want to, go over a couple of questions that we have for the panelists. And if there's still time, we can now ask extra questions. But those questions have to be shared on the chat box, or feel free to send them to me personally on the chat box as well. So I'll be starting with Theodora for this next question. And this is going to be talking about, now that they're done, right? Now that they're done doing this course, I think we got 1 or 2 people that already got jobs. And thanks to the entry-level team, they were really amazing with the kind of course content that they had, and also sharing you know, some sort of like a reference letter that, you know, our students can use. But other than all this, what can they start doing to improve their employability? How can they start to find internship and entry-level roles? I know we already talked about, you know, your own personal story, but what advice would you give to our next African here?
Thanks for having me. So I'd say the last question I answered, I mentioned building a network. There's so many product communities within Nigeria and outside of Nigeria, within Africa and outside of Africa. You need to find them, participate, build a network, be very, very intentional about it, because the truth is, everybody who has gone through some form of product training is looking for internships. Every day on LinkedIn, I get maybe 10 DMs with people asking me for internships, right? Not everybody's going to get
Hello, is it just me? Right. So I guess we lost Theodora for a couple of seconds. Let's see if we can find that. If not, Azodo, if you could go ahead.
The question, my understanding is like, how can one get, you know, internships and job opportunities? Is that correct?
Yes. So what can they start doing to improve their employability, and how can they
Okay.
find internship and entry-level roles? Yes.
Okay. My suggestion, which is also what I did at the beginning of my own product management career, is to do permissionless work. What I told you at the intro was that I went to ask my manager to give me to make me a product manager. What I didn't say was that nearly a year before that time, I had studied a particular product of ours, reviewed it, made improvement recommendations, suggested some design improvements and all of those things, then submitted it. Nothing happened from that until about a year later when I went to ask, I want to be a product manager. And it was easy. Like I walked out of the room when I asked with, yes, no problem, we can make that happen. Because I had done permissionless work in the past, you know, without being asked. It's not like I was asked to study this product and give a review or suggest improvements, blah, blah, blah. No, I did it permissionless work. If you are a HR person, if you are a recruiter and two people submit their, let's say you're hiring for Kuda Bank, for entry-level product management role, two people submit their CV. A submits a clean CV, well made. B submits a clean CV plus a review of the onboarding process on Kuda Bank, comparing it with that of Fair Money, Carbon, alerts, different things, and then suggesting improvement for Kuda and how they can improve their onboarding and, you know, grow conversion. If you are the HR person and you're the recruiter and you are reviewing these two applications, who would you hire? Hello, guys.
Yeah, obviously the one that has done, you know, a little bit of work in this place. Yeah.
So I ask people to do permissionless work. It stands you out as somebody who takes initiative. Go to Play Store, see the stuff their users are complaining about. Do you know, find the suggestions and see the pain points. You could do market research and why the company you're applying to should target people, more users, and they're not. You know, just take an initiative. It stands you out. And then very importantly, please stop the lazy approach of just using the same CV, forwarding the same CV to for any job role, please always customize and adapt your CV to the role. I would stop now.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Azodo. You shared a lot. If you have any question, send them to the chat box. We might not be able to pick everyone or tell you to come on and share your question because of the limited time. Do send them to the chat box and we will try to cover most of them. So Theodora, welcome. You were sharing something before you got dropped off. You want to continue?
Yes, please. Thank you. Somehow Nigerian network struck again. Yes, so I was talking about being very intentional about the network, the people you reach out to, the people you keep around you, join as many product communities as possible, participate, ask questions, and find someone that can mentor you, right? A good mentor, not just a random person, because mentorship it's just a very big ask. And if somebody should agree to mentor you, the person has a whole lot of responsibilities towards you. And that also includes probably positioning you for the right kinds of internships that you're looking for. And just like I said, you need to be very intentional about customization. You don't have a one size fits all for everybody. So you can't copy and paste when you're doing applications, right? And you should do your product pattern, so research should not be any strange concept to you. Do a lot of research into the organization that you're reaching out to for an internship and find people who already work there. Speak to them, try to understand their culture, what works there, and basically position yourself to be that kind of person that you're looking for. So you need to constantly, it's like a roadmap, right? You build a roadmap for yourself. You're constantly iterating the resources that you have available and iterating on yourself. So treat yourself as a product. Be confident. That's one thing I find, in Nigeria, and it's nobody's fault. The system growing up, the Gen Zs today are changing that narrative, but the typical Nigerian is very, very muted. They don't put themselves forward that much because, oh, I don't want it to seem like I'm doing too much, I know too much, or I don't want it to seem like I'm taking the credit so people don't think I'm proud. Being proud is not a problem, and that's the truth. Being arrogant is a problem. Be confident in your capabilities, in even if you do not know it. I don't know how many of you here saw the series Suits, right? Mike didn't go to law school, but he did a fantastic job with different clients. So you do not need to have worked in anywhere crazy for you to be able to sell yourself. Consider yourself a product, build yourself up, work on yourself, take as many courses. Don't just take one and sit down, because you never can stop learning as a product person. Constantly read. Make your LinkedIn active. The algorithm is going to suggest you to recruiters, people looking for opportunities or looking for people to fill up opportunities. I volunteer with the Product Manager Africa community, and we recently started this thing where we collect people's resumes and what they're interested in doing. And so far, I have had people hired off of that, because you have people looking through, okay, this person suits this role, recommend, right? Now, if you're not in a community like that, you'll miss out on that kind of opportunity. So there are quite a lot of communities. There's Product Dive, there's Product Manager Africa, there's the Black Women in Products. There are a lot of communities. Find a way to them, be active, let people know your name. I'll stop there.
Great. Thank you so much. Love that you ended with join the community. And again, this is our first scholarship in the product management space. So there's going to be a lot going on from, now that you've graduated, now that we're having this graduation event, there's going to be lots of interactions, join the alumni where you have access to job opportunities. So, don't miss out on all this amazing stuff. Yeah, so last question round the table. Final words. What final words do you want to share to encourage our graduates? What do you wish somebody had told you before you started the job or the role?
What I wish someone would have told me is that this would be a lot of grunt work, sleepless nights, and almost zero appreciation. So I would have wanted someone to tell me, listen, this is what it's going to be. There's no use perfuming it up and making it look pretty. It's exciting when you get into it, especially if you're passionate about it, but it's going to take a lot out of you. You're going to almost all of your time every day is focused on your job, because it becomes more than just a job, it's life, because you're literally holding people's lives, and it's product, or you could be product manager for anything, and that one thing contributes to somebody else's life, and you're in charge of that. So it's like you're a surgeon on the table. So yeah, if somebody had told me that, it would have gotten me a bit better prepared. And I think I would have been able to, at that beginning stage, maybe some of the failures that I faced, I would have been able to navigate around them better. But yeah, so I'm telling you guys that now, it is not an easy job. Sometimes you can go sleepless nights in a row. Very recently, we had back-to-back sessions for 3 days, maybe just 1 or 2 hours of sleep, because we had something that we needed to fix and it was urgent. So just know that it's not easy, and you do not get a pat on the back from anybody. But the pat you get on the back is when you see people using your product, when you see people give glowing reviews of your product, when you're able to contribute to the growth of a person and economy, whatever it is, using your product. That's what you'll get. And be resilient. Push yourself as hard. Nobody can push you harder than you can push yourself. So keep pushing yourself. Never stop studying, never stop learning. Because there's a saying where they say the day you stop learning is the day you die, literally in the product space. That's right. Because every day there's a new methodology, new ideology, new process, whatever the case may be. And if you're not on top of it, you're going to find yourself out of the game quicker than you thought. So be resilient, learn, constantly learn, never stop learning, and prep your mind that it's not going to be a smooth sailing, but it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, thank you so much. That touched my heart right there. All right, so the final words, please.
My final word should be that overnight success is 10 years in the making. It's going to be lots and lots and lots and lots of, painful work at the beginning. It starts to be, it has to be. It's picture you're getting into product management and excelling as you attempting to push a rock uphill. At the beginning, you're going to have a hard time pushing the rock to the top of the hill. But when you get to the top of the hill, you are just literally going to be holding the rock from, being too fast. At the beginning, getting the job, a product management job will be tough. You'll be rejected multiple times. You would cry multiple times even when you get a job. Your first job might not be a good fit for you. You're going to make sacrifices. It's going to be, may your road be rough, according to what's the scholar again, but you get my gist. May your road be rough. It builds your character and builds your person. You would get better understanding. You would appreciate your journey more. Nobody's going to it will be very difficult for people to just, hand you, milk and honey. it's going to take lots and lots of long, painful work. And my estimate is 10 years. Overnight success is 10 years. I'm not saying yours will take 10 years, but just prepare your mind. Product management on paper looks sexy. In real life is plumbing job, but I wish you all the best. It's interesting.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Azodo. Thank you, Theodora. This was really, really insightful, and I hope everyone also got a thing or two from here. I mean, join the community, share your work. One thing that can be stressed enough is for you to also understand that product management is interesting, and there's a lot of rough work into it. Get coffee as well. Get the good part of coffee, not just okay. I'm not going to complete that statement. Yeah, absolutely. We really love you for being here. Thank you so much, Azodo and Theodora. We appreciate you for taking out of your time to spend with our graduates. And yes, class of 2022. I hope you all are ready to graduate. We're going to be graduating in style. That's what we do at Ingressive for Good. So I can see a lot of questions. Yes, we are excited here at Ingressive for Good. So if you don't understand what the gist is right now, so let's see what's the next thing on the agenda. Yeah, so let's talk about the next steps. So now that you've gotten your certificate, you've gotten your reference letter, you're done with learning on the entry-level platform. There was an email that was sent to you like super early this morning. Go to that email, follow the steps, fill in the survey. Once you're done filling in the survey, you're going to get a prompt that would allow you to join the alumni. Now, the I4G alumni is a community where all of our graduates, all of you guys, will be invited to join the alumni. It's an invite-only community, just to see how exclusive and important it is. And this is where we are able to now, give you opportunity to meet our talent partners, to meet companies and startups and, hirers that are looking to hire different entry level and internship roles. So it's very important that you follow the steps, fill the survey, join the alumni, and yay, we find you a job. And it's also important that you also take the initiative. It's also important that you take the initiative, and we mean initiative in the sense that you share, what you've done so far. One of those things that really work for us, and we've seen work for a lot of our community members here at Ingressive for Good, is that once they're done, or even during their learning, they share what they've learned on social media, and they talk about how, hi, this was, super hard for me. This was, chaos for me, but I solved it. We solved it as a team, or we did this in the community, and a lot of people are getting jobs through that. So, we're pulling your hands. We're going to be behind you all the way. I know our social media team are always there to repost for you, to reshare, to give you the thumbs up and celebrate you on social media. But we also need you to also take the next steps in doing that as well. And talking about social media, it is time to graduate in style, if you know what I mean. And what we are going to be doing is, my team is going to be sharing a link in the chat box right now. And it's a Get DP link. And what you're going to do is basically click on the link, upload your picture and fill in your name, and share on social media that you are officially a graduate of the next African PM class of 2022, and you're ready to be hired, basically. So this is you putting yourself out there. So let's do this in the next couple of minutes. Thank you, Azodo. Woo, I love it. Thank you, Precious, for saying that again. Thank you, Azodo. Thank you, Theodora. And please go ahead to also talk about what you've learned today from Azodo and Theodora. Not just talk about it, also implement them. Follow them on social media, tag them with what you've learned. If it's just one thing that you've learned, write about it. I mean, it's an amazing practice that we do at Ingressive for Good. For every single event, every single book club, every single, all these things that we do, we write one thing that we've learned, and then we tweet about it, we talk about it, and we tag those that have impacted those knowledge on us. You know, it's important to them as well, for them, you know, they want to come back, right? Azodo was, you know, in our Telegram group a couple of weeks ago, and now he's back because it was, you know, you saw the amazing stuff that you guys were sharing once he was teaching, and now he's back. Oh, see, so thumbs up, celebrate yourself, share what you've learned on socials, and also tag them and tell them how much you love what they've shared, and you know, all that. So let's see where the link is, and let's share that we are graduating, and top graduates of the next African PM 2022. Let's see you on socials. Okay, there it is. Thank you everyone once again. We love you and we are proud of you. Thank you so much for completing your course. And we'll always be here to cheer you on. We're here every step of the way, from when you applied and you know, you have no idea what product management is, and now you have started that journey, you've done your course, you've listened to Azodo, you've listened to Theodora, and all these amazing experts that we had, you know, in the Telegram groups weeks ago. Thank you so much, you know, for pulling through. We know it was, you know, hard, but you pulled through. We are proud of you. We support you. We are always here. Yeah, and I know one major question that has been in everyone's mind, which is the next phase of the product management course on entry level. We are currently in conversation with entry level on what the next steps are. So we'll inform you, we'll let you know. But so far, with what you've got, we know that you can still do amazing stuff with it. Yeah, just this week or last week, we shared an amazing story, or I'm sure a lot of you are even aware. Somebody got a job just from, you know, the reference letter and the certificates from the entry level course. So the sky is your stepping stone, right? Sky is not your limit. You're just starting from there. And I guess that's it for today. Once again, thanks to our amazing panelists, Azodo and Theodora. We really love you. Thank you for everything that you're doing for the product management space here in Africa. And to our graduates, the next African PM graduates, class of 2022. A round of applause for yourself. Let me hear it. Let me hear everyone. Please switch on your mic and say woo. Let me hear you say woo. Congratulations. I love it. Thank you. Oh boy. Yes, that is it. We really love you, and again, like I said, we're always going to support you. Go ahead and, you know, use the Get DP to tell the entire world that you're graduating. And have an amazing day, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Hanifa.
Thank you, Theodora.
Bye, guys. See you on the other side.
Yes. Bye. Thank you, everyone. Yes. Thank you so much. All right. You guys, don't forget to say that you're graduating. We'd love to see it. We'd love to see your pictures. We'd love to see that you're graduating. Don't look down on this. So a lot of people, it's possible that you get jobs through this. You know, somebody can just an HR person can just see this on Twitter or on Instagram and see that yes, you're graduating and you're happy and you have your portfolio and you're graduating from Ingressive for Good Community. You know what I'm saying? So good luck, everyone, and see you in the alumni group. See you in the alumni community. Have an amazing day, everyone. Bye.